also today is the first day of the new year. So it coincides, and I thought it would be a good idea to make a first video introducing myself. I also want to talk to you about my vision board. This is the very first year I have put together a vision board, and I'd like to tell you a little bit more about myself, about what you're going to be seeing in this channel if you happen to want to follow along. So my vision for this channel has been to focus on productivity, and that's because I went through a lot of up and down in terms of my achievements. I think I went through like a very steep pressure of achievements, and for the past 10 years I literally try to relax and find the balance. And I think now it's kind of a point where I've made my mind to come back into planning and organizing my life a little bit more strategically. So I thought maybe this would be a good time to document my process of, how do you say it, mindful about being productive and what I want to achieve in my life. Like I said, I created a little notepad with some pictures for my vision board, and I'll get through that in just a little bit. But before that, I wanted to introduce myself a little bit more to you. My name is Yona. I currently live in Texas, but I'm originally from Iran, Middle East. That's where I was born and raised. I am bilingual, and I'm a first-generation immigrant. I lived in the States for over 20-something years. I also went through some challenges that might not be really widespread or relatable to most people. However, I think regardless of the challenges we personally face, we all come together into wanting to do better, wanting to take advantage of the best that we can in our lifetime, and I hope you can meet me in those moments. So I don't know if that makes sense. So one of the challenges I feel like this new year I have is to be a little bit more daring and courageous. I feel like the financial era and investment is something that I have really feared. First of all, because I don't have much to invest in. The second thing is that I just don't know anything, or none of my relatives or backgrounds has ever prepared me for this, so I'm like learning all on my own. So I am trying to learn this year a little bit more about what that means for me, how I could prepare a little bit more for my retirement. If I'm able to save some money, what can I do with that can benefit me a little bit better than just putting it in for emergency funds in my bank account. The second thing that I'm working on this year is career. I do have a master's degree, and I take a lot of pride in the fact that I paid off my student loan all by myself. My parents obviously weren't able to help me, so I took student loans and I worked multiple jobs, and I was able to pay it off. But I feel like I'm kind of like stuck in what exactly I want to do with my career. I am reaching the next phase into my career where I was able to put my foot in the door, but what else can I do with that I can be a little bit more mindful about my career path moving forward. If I need to take any more courses so that I could prepare myself for a certain niche in the market or anything in that line. If I need to revamp my resume to look at things a little bit differently. So that's also something that I'm looking at for this year. The other thing that I'm planning to work on more this year is on my health. Because I worked multiple jobs so that I could make my ends meet, so I could get myself floating, I have neglected my health and my well-being physically and also mentally for the past 2-3 years. I would say after the corona, like I just pretty much went down the loop of working too much because I just felt a lot of pressure of not being able to work during the time periods So I do have a desk job that is Monday through Friday at the moment, but I also work as a freelancer photographer. I do weddings. I do sometimes videography as well for the weddings, and as well as makeup. I started as a makeup artist on the side many years ago, so it's all wedding related. So the amount of work that I get to do, the businesses, it's kind of in line with how the wedding industry works, which could be a little bit stressful at times. So the ideal would be for me to find a career that sustain me a little bit better, so then I don't need to be working a secondary job, or I find a better secondary job, or I find a better day job. I don't know. So that's where I am. And with that, let me take you to 2024 vision board. This is the very first year that I got to do a vision board. So I have been watching these videos of people on the social media making them year after year, and I absolutely was not in a space that I could physically, emotionally, to even find a time to do this. So if you are in that space and if you're feeling like this is something that you're not ready for, please be gentle and kind to yourself. It will come. Right now, you just have to do the best you can to get through this phase. There will be a day that you have your life a little bit more put together, that you can breathe and you can think about the future, or just be able to hope and dream. But not everyone at every point of every year has an ability to get there, and that is okay. Absolutely is okay. It's not for everyone, not for every year. Sometimes you get to do it, sometimes not. So here's mine. Maybe it can give you some inspiration. I hope it does. And also, I'm documenting this so I can come back and look at it and maybe get a little fun and chuckle out of what was I thinking. Okay, let's go. So this is 4 pages long, and I'll tell you my thoughts behind choosing any of these photos. So first of all is where I want to live. I mean, I do live in a city, but it's a small city, so I'm okay with staying in put, but also would love to live in a different city to experience that, because I've only lived in this one city for a very long time. This picture stood out to me, and I have written fear nothing. I'm trying to get more confident and a little bit more stable in my frame, my body frame, not to be as much fearful about, all the decisions impacting me very gravely. And I mean, that is kind of true, given the fact that I didn't have much of a support, being an immigrant, and a life that I lived. But I'm getting a little bit more confidence, and I'm hoping that this year and in the future I'll be able to see myself a little bit more stable and confident and fearless. I'm hoping that I would have a chance and opportunity to live in a place close to the city. Right now I live the suburban lifestyle, and I'm getting really tired of that, to be honest. I want to be able to use the opportunities that the city has to offer, but unfortunately not being able to afford in the city and having to drive out of the city to live, it kind of limits that. So I'm hoping, and this is by no means just a 1-year vision plan for me, this is my vision for my future. I'm hoping that I'll be able to live close to the city limits, so that I can actually have an ability to use the opportunities that this city has to offer. Over here I have you're the CEO of your life, and I'm hoping I realize that I am more in control than I've ever been, and maybe I have been also, but like I said, I had a lot of traumas of getting my life started. I'm hoping that I would be a money magnet, so I'm hoping financially I will feel a little bit more stronger and not so much being reflexive of everything that happens, so I'm in more stable position for that. What I see myself in my career, it's a little bit more organized, not chaos. This picture is reminding me of the life that I want to have, where I'm just a little bit more stable, organized. I'm working in a place that is visually appealing and zen. I don't have to work a very chaotic work and stick through it because of lack of options. I have over here a person who's planning. I'm trying to get better in productivity and planning my life, at the same time being very gentle with myself with my planning and being flexible when the plans are not falling in order. I have over here a message that says, you can do the hard things. I want to remind myself that I am capable of facing my fears and the unknowns. I am able to do this. All right, next page. This one I have two pictures of an airplane. It's not necessarily that I'm looking for traveling too much. It is more of like being free, being able to relocate if I need to. I want to be able to literally be able to fly and be free and not be so stuck in one place. And if traveling comes with it, that would also be lovely. And this picture reminds me of what I want to achieve, and in life is more celebrating. I am trying to get out of that shell of just, always worried and always being an offense, counting opportunities. I want to be able to just keep celebrating. I want to get to a place of Kira where it's a roadmap, right, in life, where everything you were meant to happen for you, you're in the path for it to happen. So this is what that picture represents for me, to be in a Kira phase of my life and for celebrating momentums. That's what I'm looking for. And I attract abundance. I hope that I can attract more and more abundance into my life, and I'm financially free. I'm able to be in the nature more than just sitting behind my desk 8 to 5, and on the weekends editing or working weddings. I'd love to be able to be in the nature and enjoy the fresh air. I have here, be happy and a reason will come along. I have spent a lot of time trying to find reasons for the way things happened for me and why I lived the life that I did. But I'm getting to a place that I'm just able to be flowing with the river of life, and just hoping that the reason will come along if I just keep flowing. And I'm hoping that I would have this wisdom and be fearless at the same time, letting go of a lot of attachments and letting life tell me why they want me here at this point. All right, over here I have, don't tell people your dreams, show them. I like to tell less and show more. And this picture represented me being fearless, walking through the jungle or wherever this lady's walking through. I have this fear about going on trails by myself. I don't know if it's a valid fear or not, but as a female growing up in the Middle East, I just don't feel very safe by myself venturing in the nature or anywhere, but it could be also life. And just hoping that I will be able to face my fears, walking the path by myself, or relying on myself on that, and facing the impossible, the mountains, whatever that is, and make friends with it. At the end of it, it's just nature, something that I actually love, and that's what I'm here for. So reminding myself of that. Over here I have a whole bunch of books. I love to read, and it's one of my, oh my gosh, it's my biggest hobby ever. I love it so much because I've been super busy, so I was not able to read as much, but I have moved on to reading through audiobooks, and I have knocked down a lot of books the past couple of months. So I love to read old books. That's why I have this old-timey looking books over here, and then newer ones. So catching all of the favorites I've put into my list forever, and anything new and trendy comes in, I want to catch up with all the possibilities in the book world. Over here I have piano. I came from a family that we didn't have the ability for me to have piano, but piano is absolutely my love language is music. I love this instrument so much, and I have taken some lessons by myself, but because of my work I wasn't able to practice as much, and there's not much hopes for an adult learner, I feel like, in the music world. I'm hoping that I can prove everyone wrong, and I'm hoping that I will be able to find a way finally to learn how to play piano. It's something that I wanted to do for a very long time. I hope that I'm able to do that for myself. Over here I have love yourself. That's something that I keep having to remind myself often because of my upbringing, so it gets a little bit sometimes in my default. I have to learn to get out of it. Over here, this page is about my side business, photography. I'm open to the opportunities that come my way. I'm hoping that I would have more opportunities come my way in the terms of photography and my art. I hope that doors opens up. It has been kind of limiting, so I kind of feel stuck at times. I'm hoping that moving through the future, I'm able to unlock. A little vault has been sitting in my doorway in that field. Over here, this is more about what I want to do with my life. On the top, I have meditation. For this picture, it reminds me of all of the hard work I did last year in terms of spirituality, or reaching out my inner peace, finding out a little bit more about my purpose, and I have a message. I am surrounded by love. This past year, I've learned how to connect with my generational trauma and also my ancestors. And that's through, cleansing and just meditating a lot, knowing that I was loved and I was cherished, and they worked so hard for my DNA to be passed on and be here. And so I want to be always mindful of them being around, even in the cellular level in my DNA. Here, my ancestors always being here, wanting the best for me and supporting me with the love, unconditional love that they sent out, regardless of the generational traumas I carry and trying to solve for all of us. Over here, I have this picture that reminds me of creativity, also the beauty of the human body. I want to make peace with my body frame and feeling more confident in my body and facing it as it is. I have signed up for a yoga training, like a yoga teacher training, and I've had a lot of fears about achieving that. So I've stopped actually practicing yoga as soon as I signed up for this yoga training, and I'm hoping that I'm able to face that fear and take my training and be able to gift my body with what it really enjoys doing, which is yoga. I love yoga. So over here, love the life you live the life you love, and this is a very good reminder of what I want to be doing. I love self-portraits, and I take a lot of photos of myself in the nature, and I'm hoping that I would be able to continue that. I've been pretty busy the past 2 years, so I haven't done as much of it, but I would love to. And one of my other hobbies is just going on picnic by myself, and I'm hoping that I can do both, going on picnic and taking self-portraits and documenting my life at this phase, and I hope that I can do that for myself. Okay, next page, I choose me. This is all about the workouts, getting my body in shape, and I'm hoping that I get to cross all of this limitations I've put on myself, seeing myself the way that I felt like I can't do this because of my age, and I'm getting older, so it's getting harder, and I'm hoping that I can face that. And I put swimming because I love to swim, and I signed up for a gym, but I haven't gone swimming once yet, so I'm hoping that I face that fear and just go swimming. And I love skating as well, and I'm hoping that I face that as well and go skating. I have a lot of limitations, as you can see, with myself, and I'm hoping that I'm able to cut through that. Over here, it's this page is more about taking care of myself, doing my skincare, taking care of my body, my skin, eating better, and I am in charge of how I feel today. I feel like my whole life has been a series of me being put into places or situations that I had to survive, and I feel like the survival mode has led me more than I had a chance to face it. So I'm hoping that I'm able to realize now that survival is over, I have gone to some bare minimum stability in my life. So now I am in charge, and regardless of if I end up in survival again, I want to have this mindset where I am going to be in charge, even in the survival mode. At least at the very bare minimum, I am in charge of how I feel, how I react. And the survival mode, how something that is unexpected happens, how would I make my body feels, you know? So I still want to be able to take care of bare minimum, even in the most stressful of times and environments. So yeah, that is it. Yeah, that was all of it. So this was it for my vision board. Thank you so much for coming along this far in the video. I hope this video was somewhat useful to you and inspired you in any increments, and I'm hoping that I was able to show you a little bit more about me, and I hope that you stick along, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.